There are moments in life when the world around us feels overwhelming, when we face situations that weigh us down, or people who challenge our peace. In these times, a quiet strength is required, a strength that isn't always about fighting, but sometimes about knowing when to walk away.
A wise woman knows that walking away is not a sign of weakness, but a profound display of strength. It is a decision to preserve her peace, her joy, and her future. In a world that often celebrates perseverance at all costs, we must understand that walking away doesn't mean giving up.
It means giving yourself permission to move towards something greater, to find the spaces where you can grow, heal, and thrive. Walking away doesn't diminish who you are. It elevates you. It shows that you value yourself enough to know that not every battle is yours to fight.
Sometimes the wisest thing you can do is walk away from situations, relationships, or environments that drain you, that hold you back, or that cause you to lose sight of who you really are. There are times when staying feels like the right thing to do. We've been conditioned to think that we must fight for every relationship, every opportunity, every challenge. But the truth is, not everything deserves your fight. Not everyone deserves your energy. And not every situation deserves your time. There are moments when you have to recognize that the cost of staying is too high, that the person you are becoming is not the person you want to be. A wise woman knows when to step away, when to say, "This is no longer serving me." And she doesn't look back with regret. She walks forward with grace. You see, knowing when to walk away is an act of self-love. It's an act of honoring your worth and your peace. It's not about being selfish or uncaring, but about being wise enough to recognize when a situation no longer aligns with your values, your purpose, or your well-being. There's nothing wrong with choosing your peace over the chaos, your sanity over the stress, and your future over the past. It takes wisdom to discern the difference between a season that requires endurance and a season that demands release. There are moments when people will try to keep you in their lives, pulling on your time, your energy, and your patience. But a wise woman knows that she cannot pour from an empty cup. If a relationship or situation is depleting her, she has the courage to walk away. Not because she doesn't care, but because she cares too much to let herself stay in a space that no longer allows her to be her best self. Walking away isn't about abandonment. It's about protecting the most important relationship you will ever have, the relationship with yourself. I know it's not always easy. There are times when you're invested, when you've given your heart, your time, your love. You've committed, you've sacrificed. And the idea of walking away feels like the hardest thing to do. But sometimes the hardest decisions are the ones that open the doors to the greatest blessings. And just because it's difficult doesn't mean it isn't necessary. It means you're at the edge of something transformative. You're on the verge of stepping into a new chapter of your life where you can be free from what has been holding you back. A wise woman recognizes when it's time to let go of what no longer serves her. She doesn't cling to things out of fear or obligation. She lets go because she knows that there is more waiting for her, more joy, more peace, and more opportunities that align with her true purpose. She walks away with dignity, with the understanding that her life is too precious to be wasted on situations or people that do not honor her. There are times when you will feel guilty for walking away. You might wonder if you're being selfish, if you're abandoning someone or something that truly matters. But remember, walking away is not about disregarding others. It's about prioritizing yourself. When you walk away from a situation that no longer serves you, you're making room for something better. Better relationships, better opportunities, and better versions of yourself. In relationships, sometimes you have to walk away to let both people grow. Staying in a situation where growth isn't possible, where you are stuck in a cycle of pain or resentment, only hinders the potential for both of you to become your best selves. It's not an easy choice, but it's one of the most loving decisions you can make for both yourself and the other person, Because sometimes the kindest thing you can do is walk away, allowing both of you the space to heal, to evolve, and to find the peace you both deserve. Walking away also requires trust. It requires the trust that you are walking towards something greater, that your future holds more than the limitations of your past. When you walk away from what no longer serves you, you are trusting that better things are ahead, trusting that your journey is unfolding exactly as it should, trusting that you are deserving of everything you desire and more. And even though the path might feel uncertain, a wise woman knows that it is better to walk toward the unknown than to stay in the familiar discomfort of what no longer nurtures her. The beauty of walking away is that it opens doors to new opportunities. It clears the path for new relationships, new experiences, and new levels of growth. You cannot move forward if you are constantly holding on to what is behind you, what is broken, or what is weighing you down. It's like carrying a heavy backpack filled with old wounds, regrets, and disappointments. Eventually, you have to put it down. And when you do, you will be amazed at how light and free you feel. You will discover new strength, new resilience, and a deeper connection to your own power.
So to the wise woman who knows when to walk away, I say you are not running away. You are stepping into your own power. You are choosing peace, choosing self-respect, and choosing to honor your own journey.
You are embracing the truth that sometimes the best way forward is to take a step back and trust that the right path will reveal itself in due time. A wise woman knows that walking away is not the end. It is the beginning of something new. It is the beginning of reclaiming your peace, your joy, and your purpose. It is a step toward becoming the best version of yourself. And there is nothing more powerful than a woman who knows her worth and has the courage to walk away from anything that doesn't honor it. Walking away is an act of self-respect, not weakness. In a world that often equates persistence with strength, it can be hard to accept that knowing when to let go is just as powerful. There is a misconception that leaving, whether it's a relationship, a job, or a situation, represents failure or a lack of resilience. Yet in reality, choosing to walk away is a demonstration of profound inner strength, clarity, and respect for your own boundaries. The truth is, not every relationship, opportunity, or challenge is meant to last forever. Sometimes the healthiest thing we can do for ourselves is to recognize when something no longer serves us. It takes wisdom to acknowledge that clinging to what isn't working does not make us stronger. It drains us. Persisting in situations that compromise our well-being, happiness, or peace of mind does not equate to strength. It's a form of self-neglect. In choosing to walk away, we are exercising self-respect by acknowledging our worth and prioritizing our emotional and mental health. When we walk away, we are not admitting defeat. We are simply acknowledging that we deserve more and that we are worthy of environments, relationships, and experiences that align with our values and purpose. Walking away can be painful, especially when we have invested time, energy, and emotions into something or someone. But in those moments, we must remember that our worth is not determined by what we hold on to, but by how we honor ourselves. Sometimes what seems like giving up is actually stepping into a space where we can grow, heal, and create new opportunities for happiness and fulfillment. Choosing to walk away is an act of courage. It requires the bravery to face uncertainty and the unknown. It challenges the narratives we are often taught, that we must always fight, always persevere, always sacrifice. But true strength lies not in stubbornly holding on, but in knowing when to release what no longer adds value to our lives. The ability to recognize when to leave a situation that is not serving you is a clear indication of emotional maturity and self-awareness. Respecting yourself means setting boundaries that protect your peace. If staying in a situation or relationship leaves you feeling depleted, anxious, or unhappy, walking away is an act of self-preservation. It is a choice to protect your energy, to safeguard your heart, and to ensure that you are not compromising your values for the sake of comfort, fear of judgment, or societal expectations. In this sense, walking away becomes a declaration of self-love, signaling that you are worthy of peace and respect. Ultimately, walking away is about reclaiming your power. It means recognizing that you have the right to step away from what doesn't contribute to your well-being. It is not weakness, but strength to make the decision to let go of what holds you back and embrace the possibilities that await you. By choosing to walk away, you are affirming your value and creating the space to step into a future that is more aligned with who you truly are. Knowing when to leave creates space for growth and healing. Life is constantly changing, and with each new phase, we encounter new challenges and opportunities. Yet many of us find ourselves holding on to things, relationships, jobs, environments that no longer align with who we are or where we want to go. We cling to what is familiar, what feels comfortable, even when it stifles our progress. But sometimes the most powerful act we can take for ourselves is to walk away, to free ourselves from what weighs us down, and to open the door to new possibilities. When we let go of what no longer serves us, we make room for something greater. Holding on to situations or relationships that are toxic, unfulfilling, or limiting, whether we realize it or not, takes up emotional and mental space. This can prevent us from seeing the opportunities that are right in front of us, from pursuing new goals, or from even recognizing what we truly need to grow. By walking away, we are giving ourselves the freedom to explore new avenues, to reconnect with our passions, and to embrace the unknown with an open heart. Leaving a situation that is no longer serving us isn't always easy. There's often a sense of loss, a feeling of uncertainty about what comes next. But in walking away, we also give ourselves the gift of renewal. We allow ourselves to step away from patterns of thought, behavior, or energy that may have been limiting us for far too long. We no longer have to stay trapped in a cycle that brings us more stress or sadness than joy. Walking away can be the catalyst for profound personal transformation because it forces us to step into a space where we must rely on ourselves, trust ourselves, and become more attuned to what we really need. Growth requires change. It requires discomfort. Sometimes, if we stay in situations that aren't helping us grow, we risk stagnation. Stagnation can come in many forms: emotional numbness, a lack of inspiration, or simply existing without evolving. Walking away breaks that stagnation. It pushes us out of our comfort zone into new experiences, new lessons, and new growth. Each time we walk away from something that no longer fits, we are shedding the old skin of who we were and making space for the next version of ourselves to emerge. Healing also requires space. The decision to let go is not a sign of weakness, but a reflection of your strength. It takes courage to let go of the familiar and step into the unknown. But by doing so, you make room for the kind of peace that comes from living authentically and aligning yourself with what truly brings you joy. Ultimately, letting go is a practice of trust. It's the trust that by releasing what no longer serves you, you are opening up space for new opportunities, new experiences, and new relationships that will support your growth and well-being. It's the trust that by choosing peace over pain, you are creating a future that is more aligned with who you are meant to be. The more we practice letting go, the more we realize that peace isn't something that happens by chance. It's something we actively choose. And in that choice, we find the freedom to be the truest version of ourselves. Walking away requires courage, trust, and confidence in your future. It's never easy to leave something behind, whether it's a relationship, a job, or a situation that has become familiar. The fear of the unknown, the uncertainty of what lies ahead, and the emotional weight of leaving can all create a strong pull to stay where we are. But the truth is, to walk away requires an immense amount of courage. The kind of courage that comes from recognizing your own worth and understanding that your future is worth more than holding on to the past. The first step in walking away is often the hardest. It's the internal battle that tells you to keep going, to keep pushing through, even when you know deep down that you are not in the right place. It's the voice that says, "But I've invested so much already," or "what will people think?"
The courage to walk away begins when you push past those fears and doubts, when you acknowledge that your peace, your happiness, and your well-being matter more than any external validation or the comfort of staying in a familiar situation. The courage is found in making the decision to prioritize yourself, your mental health, and your future over the temporary relief that staying may provide. Trust is also a crucial component of walking away. It's about trusting yourself, your instincts, and your ability to navigate what comes next. When you make the decision to leave, you are taking a leap of faith, stepping into a space of uncertainty with the belief that you will be okay. Trusting that you have the strength to handle whatever challenges arise and the wisdom to make choices that will serve you in the long term is essential. Trusting yourself means believing that you are capable of creating a future that is better than the one you are walking away from. It's having faith that by leaving behind what no longer aligns with who you are opening the door to new experiences, new opportunities, and new growth. Confidence in your future is the foundation upon which walking away is built. When you trust in the path ahead, you begin to understand that letting go of what doesn't serve you isn't a loss. It's an opportunity. It's the confidence that there is more waiting for you beyond what you can see right now. The future may be uncertain, but when you have confidence in yourself and your ability to create the life you want, you realize that stepping into the unknown is the only way to grow. Confidence doesn't mean you won't feel fear or doubt. It means you trust yourself enough to move forward anyway. Walking away requires the understanding that growth often involves discomfort and change. The idea of leaving something behind can be terrifying, especially when it feels like you're stepping into a void. But true confidence comes from the belief that this discomfort is temporary. It is the understanding that every step you take away from what is holding you back is a step towards something better. The courage to walk away is fueled by the confidence that you are capable of navigating whatever challenges come your way, and that in time, the decision to leave will prove to be the right one. Sometimes stepping away is the most loving choice for yourself and others. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that love means staying, sacrificing, and enduring, even when it comes at the cost of your own well-being. Society often teaches us that love involves loyalty to the point of self-sacrifice, that leaving or walking away is the ultimate betrayal. But in reality, the most loving act you can show yourself, and sometimes others, is knowing when to step away. It's about recognizing that by choosing to leave a situation, you are honoring yourself and creating space for healthier dynamics to develop, both within you and in your relationships with others. When you stay in a relationship or situation that no longer serves you, you not only harm yourself, but also the connection you have with the other person. Sometimes staying out of a sense of obligation or fear of hurting someone can perpetuate unhealthy patterns, prevent growth, and ultimately create more harm in the long run. The truth is, staying when you should walk away can often lead to resentment, frustration, and emotional exhaustion, not just for you, but for the other person as well. In this way, walking away becomes an act of self-love, as it allows you to preserve your peace and energy, while also giving the other person the opportunity to grow and evolve without the constraints of a relationship or situation that is no longer serving either of you. Leaving doesn't mean you don't care, nor does it mean that you are peeved or abandoning anyone. In fact, walking away can be one of the most selfless things you can do for both yourself and others. It's an acknowledgement that by letting go, you are allowing room for change, healing, and growth. You are making space for both you and the other person to heal, to reflect, and to move forward with a clearer sense of direction. Sometimes, staying attached to something out of fear of causing pain is the very thing that keeps both parties stuck. Walking away, however difficult, can lead to a healthier, more balanced future for everyone involved. When you choose to walk away, you are not only making a choice to preserve your own mental and emotional health, but you are also giving the relationship the chance to breathe.
Sometimes relationships become toxic because both individuals are holding on to unhealthy patterns or behaviors, and they may not even be aware of the need for change. By stepping away, you break the cycle and provide the opportunity for introspection and growth. This doesn't just apply to romantic relationships, but to any connection that has become draining or unproductive. It can apply to friendships, family dynamics, or professional relationships. The most loving choice in these situations is often to step back, allowing both parties the space to reassess what they need and to heal in their own way. Stepping away also means taking responsibility for your own happiness and well-being. It's a reminder that you are in charge of your own life and that no relationship, no matter how important, should come at the expense of your mental or emotional peace. It's a form of self-respect that acknowledges your right to choose what is best for you without feeling guilt or shame. This love for yourself is not only necessary for your personal growth, but is also essential in creating and maintaining healthy relationships. When you love yourself enough to walk away from situations that diminish you, you set a standard for what you deserve in all aspects of your life. And in doing so, you show others that they too deserve respect, care, and the freedom to live authentically. The decision to walk away is one of the most powerful acts of self-love and wisdom we can embrace. It's a choice that demands courage, trust, and a deep understanding of our worth. It is not a sign of weakness, but rather a reflection of strength, as it requires us to acknowledge when something or someone no longer serves our well-being, our peace, or our purpose. Walking away is a conscious decision to step into a space where we can grow, heal, and move forward, unburdened by the weight of the past. As we navigate through life, we are constantly faced with choices that shape our journey. At times, we may find ourselves holding on to relationships, opportunities, or situations that no longer align with who we are or where we are headed. We may fear letting go because of the uncertainty it brings or the discomfort that comes with change. But we must remember that holding on to what no longer serves us only prevents us from stepping into the fullness of our potential. When we choose to walk away, we make space for new opportunities, for growth, for healing, and for a future that aligns more closely with our true selves. Walking away is also an act of self-respect. It is a declaration that we value ourselves enough to let go of what drains us, what hinders us, and what keeps us stuck in situations that bring us more harm than good. By choosing to walk away, we are choosing to protect our peace and our happiness, understanding that we deserve to be in environments, relationships, and situations that nurture our well-being. It is a reminder that our time, energy, and emotional resources are valuable, and that we have the right to set boundaries that honor our needs and our aspirations. Furthermore, walking away is not just about leaving something behind. It is about moving towards something better. It is a decision to embrace the unknown with faith and confidence that the future holds something more aligned with our desires and dreams. It is the recognition that growth and healing often require us to step outside of our comfort zones, to release what is familiar, and to trust that something greater is waiting for us. With each step away from what no longer serves us, we move closer to becoming the best version of ourselves, to unlocking new levels of self-awareness, and to stepping into the life we are meant to live. The most loving thing we can do for ourselves and others is sometimes to walk away. It may seem counterintuitive, but in doing so, we create space for healing, growth, and positive change for both ourselves and the people around us. Walking away is a form of self-care, self-respect, and self-love, which in turn allows us to show up more authentically in our relationships, our work, and in every aspect of our lives. Ultimately, the act of walking away is not about giving up, it is about moving forward. It is a choice that allows us to preserve our inner peace, embrace new possibilities, and honor our true self. It's a declaration that we are worthy of living a life that reflects our highest potential, and that we have the strength and the courage to make decisions that support our growth and happiness.